There are many beauties and attractions in this world that can influence or distract people. Those who ignore the existence of the hereafter get caught up from the day they are born in a terrible passion to acquire these things, which appear so attractive to them. God speaks of these attractions in the Quran. To mankind, the love of worldly appetites is painted in glowing colors, women and children, and heaped up mounds of gold and silver, and horses with fine markings, and livestock in fertile farmlands. All that is merely the enjoyment of the life of the world. The best homecoming is in the presence of God. People's passions for this world can take different forms. Yet actually securing these desires gains them nothing on its own, because the life of this world is brief and transitory. The truth about the life of this world to which people are so passionately attached is described with an analogy in Surah 18 of the Quran. Make a metaphor for them of the life of the world. It is like water which we send down from the sky, and the plants of the earth combine with it, but then become dry chaff scattered by the wind. God has absolute power over everything. Wealth and sons are the embellishment of the life of the world. But, in your Lord's sight, right actions which are lasting bring a better reward, and are a better basis for hope. All kinds of ornaments in this world, wealth, beauty, houses, jewels, position, fame, and career are nothing but short-term distractions and brief joys. All will inevitably fade away with time. Yet a great majority of people fail to realize that these are all temporary, and on the contrary spend all their time on them. Some constantly try to acquire belongings, others aim at esteem, and others at being successful in their jobs. Most people are so passionately attached to these things that they completely forget the everlasting life in the hereafter, which they will encounter after death. They regard death as nothingness, and thus never spare a thought to preparing for it. Muslims, however, greet the idea of leaving this world at death with joy and excitement. They hope to reap the rewards for their good deeds in this world from God in the everlasting life in the hereafter. They live in the joy and excitement of hoping to reach the everlasting beauty and joy of heaven. God has given them the great good news of His rewards. This is revealed in the Quran in these words. God has bought from the believers their selves and their wealth in return for paradise. Rejoice then in the bargain you have made. That is the great victory. There is an important secret hidden in the atmosphere of trial that makes up this world. Those believers who are aware of it treat the difficulties they encounter with great eagerness, joy, and patience. At the heart of this secret lies the fact of fate. A Muslim knows that God has created everything with its own destiny, and that whatever happens to him does so by the will of God. This is how the Quran states that fact. The keys of the unseen are in His possession. No one knows them but Him. He knows everything in the land and sea. No leaf falls without His knowing it. There is no seed in the darkness of the earth, and nothing moist or dry which is not in a clear book. Man is a being who can be regarded as living dependent on time and looking at events only from the present moment. Yet the future is closed to him. He is not always able to see the long-term wisdom, beauty, and benefits in the events he encounters. Yet God, who created time, sees and knows the lives of all time-dependent beings from outside time. What we are now dealing with is the fact of fate. Fate means God knowing every single event in the past and future in a single moment. In other words, events the end results of which are unknown are only actually unknown to us. God is fully aware of all the things we are not, together with their pasts and futures. For this reason, the beginning and end of the test people are subjected to in this world are already clear. The past, present, and future are all one in the sight of God. They are all over and done with. We, however, only learn of these events by experiencing them when the time comes. This knowledge of fate is truly great knowledge, and something of which those who deny God are unaware. It is knowledge by means of which Muslims display great patience in the face of difficulties and tests in this world. They live in the peace and security of knowing that everything that happens to them is destined. As is revealed in the Quran, no misfortune occurs except by God's permission. Whoever believes in God, He will guide his heart. God has knowledge of all things. No matter what terrible difficulties and problems a person may face, the fact is that these are only temporary. For instance, someone may be accused of a crime of which he is innocent and be treated unjustly. Yet, there will inevitably come a time when the truth will out. Even if the mistreatment of the victim does not come to an end in this world, those who inflicted it on him will